Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Yeah, shame on me. I was so busy yesterday, I could not give you an ADA update. It was just so busy. But hey, let's catch up. But not much happened. The support area was clear. The scenarios should be clear. It's just not it's just not at the moment a scenario, or the scenarios don't give us very clear probabilities at the moment. At least not on the smallest time frames, but anyway, not at all on this chart anyway, because it's a diagonal pattern. It's not an impulsive structure that's developing here, and it is just a bit of a mess. This entire structure that developed, starting in June, and honestly, there's still not really any sight of a really parabolic run here on the ADA chart, and also I don't think structurally it's time yet for it. I mean, it could do that. It could start from here. There is a structure that would really allow a parabolic run, but I think it is more reasonable to expect that this move up from the June lows is a 5-wave pattern. And honestly, after a 5-wave move, this could completely fail. Well, that is not my preferred scenario. I would like it to form a wave 1, because 5 waves up allow us to interpret this as a wave 1 leading diagonal, which started in June last year, and then a wave 2 pullback could follow afterwards, and this would be the time to look for positions and then look for a 3rd wave rally to the upside. At the moment we have some fluctuations here, a pullback similar to what we had here between December and January. And I mentioned to you a few things in previous videos. I highlighted to you that the minimum requirements have been fulfilled for this entire 5-wave pattern to be completed. That always indicates additional risk, maybe taking some profits, because we never know. It's only the minimum requirement because we have a 5-wave move to the upside technically complete. Ideally, I'd like to see one more extension though. So ideally, I'd like to see one more extension. I could be wrong about that, but that's why I always say, okay, the minimum requirement is fulfilled for this 5-wave move to be complete. And then I have to leave that with you to make the right choices for your portfolio. But as long as the support area is holding, I'm focusing on one more high. But just want to mention that, if we really have topped here, then a wave 2 pullback is unfolding, and it might end in the neighborhood of the previous wave 4 of lower degree. That's what tends to happen in these pullbacks in a wave 2. And that would be probably the area here around the 38.2 to the 50% fib level. So between 49 and 42 cents. That's possible, but the thing is that if it is really a wave 2 that's unfolding, it is also possible that it extends much more, possibly down to 36 or 29 cents. But that would only be the alternative, that this is already unfolding. It's not what I'm primarily watching for right now. What am I watching for? My preferred scenario, so it would be an alternative, a reasonable alternative. At the moment, I'm looking for the price to find support in this support zone. Clearly, some kind of a correction is unfolding. I shared with you 2 pathways that could still take us to a new high in basically one more move to the upside into the target region that I'd really like to see touched. Okay, it missed it just by like 5 cents. So would really like to see it get there eventually. So 2 pathways. The first one is that we had an A wave to the upside here into the March highs, then a B wave low into the 5th of March low. And this could now be a C wave to the upside in a 5-wave pattern, in which this is a 1-2 setup, which is a bit questionable, but valid. Valid as long as we're holding that swing low that was formed on the 5th of March at 57 cents. And the C wave to the upside could have started, and this is a 1-2 setup. The wave 2 should really find support in this region here. It's trying to, but there's currently no evidence that it's over. First indication that the wave 2 has bottomed would be a break above the 73.4 cent level, followed by 81 cents. This would obviously be the breakout, and then we are likely in the 3rd wave rally. And that's how I would ideally like to see it unfold, but let's be honest, it needs to turn around here. Okay, if it doesn't and it extends down lower, which is completely possible, then it might be that this B wave never finished. Okay, and it's just a large flat structure in the B wave. But in the yellow B wave, so B wave either finished here on the 5th of March or is still unfolding. If it's still unfolding, then the entire support area could be tested. So we have 3 more levels to watch: 59.7 cents, 55.7 and 50.6 cents. Either way, in none of these scenarios we have a confirmed low at this stage. So as long as we are still printing lower lows and lower highs, I'm still looking for lower prices in the very short term. But we know how quickly the situation in the crypto market could change. So I can really offer to you only the relevant patterns and structures I see right now. Might be forming some kind of an descending wedge here possibly. Okay, or maybe even just a price channel, different ways, but it looks a bit maybe like a wedge pattern here. And a break to the upside would be ideal then. You see that it's coming down maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe one more low in a way 5 of C. Possibly touching that 59.7 cent level. And then sometimes in these wedges, we get a breakout to the downside, fake out, and then it moves. Okay, so that's something to watch for today. Either way, price action to the downside doesn't look impulsive. So at the moment looks corrective. So I'm watching still for further upside against the 50 cent level. Below 50 cents, I would have to assume that this entire move up from the June lows is complete. And then I have to assume that the entire move gets corrected. At the moment, I'm just assuming that we're not there yet. We're just correcting this move up. Is that high confidence? I mean, not necessarily, right? Because as I said, the requirements to the upside are technically fulfilled. So it's more like, okay, as long as support holds, that's what I'm going with. But we all need to be very much aware that below 50 cents, things could turn out differently. But either way, we're in a bullish market, so I generally would see pullbacks as opportunities. Now, is ADA the best chart to trade? I would say not. I mean, just looking at the structure, it's just not giving me any impulses. Even now, I mean, this was interesting. From a wave 4 low, we had a support zone, great rally into the mid 80 cent region or 80 cent region. There were entries down here that I suggested, or I don't suggest entries, I give you levels where the price can turn around. But once we have minimum requirements for an entire move up completed, the setups are just not great anymore because you're just trading like the icing on the cake. The main element of this rally is likely done, and I'm just watching for possible signs that the entire rally is complete. Whereas as long as support is holding, I prefer another high. So I hope that's clear. That's sort of my qualitative assessment. But in addition to that interpretation, the Fibonacci levels are objective and tell us very clearly what's going on. So you get my qualitative assessment, but also the objective analysis with Fibs. That's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.